You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt? Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my 2 books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
I used to work almost 14 hours a day. Every day he was sending me money for lunch.
Every day, when you go to work?
Exactly. Every day when I go to work.
But did you not feel creepy? Wait, of course he was giving you money all the time. But did you knew that he could actually afford you to such extent?
I never really let my mom see that I was dating someone who was giving me money, whatever. Fortunately, I was like, okay, fine. I don't feel like it's gonna work for me in the office because I see there's money, like a lot of money, and it's not mine.
Did you feel like you were gonna end up stealing it?
I did a little bit.
Watch Slay Queen only on the African Diaspora News Channel app.
From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. A key location in the history of the transatlantic slave trade and the story of our foundational Black American ancestors. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. We'll visit historic sites like Elmina Castle and Cape Coast, where you'll see with your own eyes what our ancestors endured. You'll also experience modern Ghana, the culture, the people, the food, and the history they carry, giving you a broader understanding of how our story intersects with theirs. If you've ever wanted to deepen your understanding of our history, this is your opportunity. There are 25 spots available, and once those spots are gone, that's it. So don't wait. Secure your spot today by paying a deposit and be part of this unforgettable journey. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
What if I told you there's a news platform made just for us? Unfiltered, unapologetic, telling our stories from Africa and the diaspora. African Diaspora News Channel app keeps you informed and empowered from wherever you are at any time. Don't just watch, join the movement. Download the app now and stay connected to the news that matters.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the stream. It is Monday, June 23rd, the last, I guess, full week of the month. Some developments happened today. Just let me get to my screen here. Just give me a second. As we've seen, all right, we good. As we've seen, Iran fired back today at the United States base. They fired about 10 missiles. Most of them was intercepted. The other one just kind of was off course, so they just kind of let it do what it had to do. And Trump has come out and said that now Iran and Israel is going to agree to a ceasefire and all of that. So, that's what Trump's claiming. That's like I said, that's what he's claiming. So we'll see, because Netanyahu, he keeps, this is the deal about Netanyahu, if y'all don't know. In actually Israel, they was going to bring up charges on Netanyahu. And right when because he was about to get out of office, and right when he was about to have some charges, that's when he wanted to start that situation in Palestine. And then now he can't really do much on that no more. Then he won't start mess with Iran, right? But then when he get his tail in a bunch, he want to be crying to the United States to help him. You understand? So he's trying to avoid jail. That's what he's really trying to avoid. Even the International Criminal Court, labeled him as a war criminal. So so that's what a lot of that is. Unfortunately, big unfortunate. It don't matter if they Democrats or Republicans. They all agree on that one subject matter. That one right there. They argue about everything else except that one thing. And it's going to be, beyond which, the only way that's going to stop. I don't know if y'all saw that interview with Ted Cruz. And of course, it's not the subject matter, but I'm just going there. If you saw the interview with Ted Cruz with Tucker Carlson, watch that interview. That is, somebody that think like that should not be in government at all. At all. And then if you're going to quote the Bible, if you're going to believe the Bible, you can't even tell people where is that in the Bible. You can't. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I firmly believe the only way America's going to change, Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z is the only people that's going to have to change it. I really believe the silent generation and the boomers is literally destroying America on their way out. Think about it. Look at all the people that's in Congress. Look at them. They geriatric. That's our problem. If you think about it, Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z really don't have issues like that, like talking about. It's always the silent generation and baby boomers bringing all of the mess to the younger generations, if you really pay attention to it and think about it. But that's a conversation of definitely a different day. Yeah. Ted Cruz is an idiot. He's a plumb idiot. People like that should not be underneath. They shouldn't even be a dog catcher if you're that dumb. That's why we in the trouble that we're in right now as a country. Because we have a bunch of idiots from the top down that's in charge. But that's the same people that claim that they're superior, right? They got a high IQ. People with a high IQ don't get trillions of dollars in debt. I'm just saying that because when you got a high IQ, you're going to be trillions of dollars in a surplus that when you have a high IQ. But that's what it is. We got a bunch of dummies that's in Congress, a bunch of dummies that's federal judges, local and state. We got dummies on the Supreme Court. Yes, we do. We got some idiots on the. Well, they got education, Phil. You talking about that education? Listen. Because I seen somebody crying one day. He's against education. I'm not against education, moron. I'm not. Okay? I'm not. What I'm against is someone who has an education, but they're an idiot. They don't have no common sense. And what I have learned, I'm not saying all, but I noticed the higher people go with those degrees, the less they use their common sense. It's like their colleges is reprogramming you to follow their books to pass a test, and you just get stuck in this mode from these colleges. And some of the smartest people I ever seen in my life who had didn't even have a degree. They just had some life experience. Once again, I'm not saying all, but definitely those who are in these political circles, they get this academia, it's like it ruins them. And that was not what I was wanting to go in the beginning of this thing, but I just had it just popped in my head when I seen Trump, and y'all, it's like on the Democrat side we got them with their shenanigans. On the Republican side we got them with theirs. It's like they both just ruin everything. Both of them. You can't say one is better than the other. Both of them ruin everything. It's kind of like you have to pick your poison with them. You know what I'm saying? Okay. If you pick the Democrats and hey, welcome to all the mass migration, welcome to this, welcome to that, all the abortion and LGBT and black people being singled out by ourselves, and then you bring the Republicans in. Okay, you may not have all the mass immigration, but black people still gonna deal with the issue, but everybody gonna deal with it with them. Okay, they more tied down to foreign wars than anybody else, even though Democrats are for foreign wars too. But still, it's like, you know, you got some of them in that party that want to literally bring back, 1950s racism. You just got, no party benefits FBA. I always say that. No party. That's why we should be completely independent and let every party know I'm not a Democrat, not a Republican, I'm independent, and I vote as such. Now, Let's get to what we're talking about. So tonight, we got a black man begging in Target. The video got on my nerves. But before we do that, make sure to take advantage, ladies and gentlemen, of the emancipation sale, as we'll be winding down. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be winding down. The last day of this sale will be the following Monday on the 30th. After the 30th, that's it. No more sales on the app for the year of 2025. You get 19% off on the annual, ladies and gentlemen, the annual membership on the app. So take advantage, ladies and gentlemen, while you can. And also, on the Ghana trip, make sure you sign up for that. Come on with us to Ghana in November. Last time we had a trip one time, I think it was to Kenya during the Thanksgiving holiday. Sure, y'all jumped on that quick, right? So I know people don't all celebrate Thanksgiving like that. So come on with us to Ghana and have a good time. It's not even during Thanksgiving, it's right before it. And, break bread, and then we can come on back to the good old U.S. of A., right? Because sometimes we just need a break from these people. I know I do. I mean, every time I get access to a break, I want to take it. All right. Let's go ahead on and get involved with this. All right. So first things off, there was a video that I want y'all to see. And I got to go there before we get to the main video. So this video, these people is in Boise, Idaho. Yes, one city that most FBAs aren't looking forward to or saying, I'm going to go there for vacation or whatever, right? I don't know no black people that say, I'm going to Idaho. First thing, like, what you doing up there? Like, you got a Becky or something up there? What you doing up there? Like, you got a job? Like, what? I want y'all to watch this and pay attention to what this person says here. Listen to this.
But Boise's, it's a really nice place. It's
for
beautiful.
An American city.
It's top-notch American city.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are still very good bars around, great food. There's the Basque District. Again, it's clean. There aren't any black people here.
Okay, so you're talking about your city. You're saying how you like it. You're saying how it's clean. Now, we know how you clean, so it ain't really clean. But in the midst of talking about your city, No black people are around. Okay, let's play it again. No black people are around you, right? You living in a white utopia.
But Boise's, it's a really nice place. It's
For an
beautiful.
American city,
It's top-notch
is.
American city.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are still very good bars around, great food. There's the Basque District. Again, it's clean. There aren't any black people here.
And that's what you're worried about, black people, right? I told y'all, we don't even have to be around. And they're talking about us. We don't live around them. And in their household right now, they're talking about us. Like, can we get a restraining order from the Supreme Court on these people at this point? We need the Supreme Court to order a restraining order. We need one. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, could you give me a restraining order? Could you give FBA's a restraining order on these people? They will not leave us alone. Even when we're not in the city where you at. You say there's no black people here, and you still talking about black people. They got whole states that's not hardly no FBAs. Even hardly any black immigrants. And the only ones that would go to Boise probably would be a black immigrant because he or she don't know no better. But a first or second, well, definitely a first generation would know, I ain't going around them. They usually get it by the time they become first generation, right? We're not around, you discussing this. And I'm trying to think, your life must really have no value. And see, and we talked about this last night in the podcast, so go check it out. That's why Becky be chasing the brothers. Because your men is sitting up here worrying about other groups of people, or definitely black men in particular. And the other guy's laughing about it. What's so funny about it? Like, when I get together with black people, definitely other brothers, we're not talking about, there's no white people here. We don't even thinking about that. We having a good time engaging ourselves. When we do our cookouts, gatherings, whatever we doing, we're not discussing, ooh, there's no white people here. Nobody cares. Because we're literally having a good time. We're talking. It's 1,000 things that we could be doing, worrying about where these folks at. They so obsessive, and I've seen it over the years. I've seen videos of them be like, oh, let's go see what the blacks are doing. Why do you want to go see what the blacks are doing? You already said how the blacks are. So why are you going over there to see what they're doing? It's like everything we have, they have to monitor. They want to monitor everything we doing, hearing like they just cannot stay away from black people. They can't. Even when we're not around, they can't stop talking about us. And that's interesting, ladies and gentlemen. That's just extremely, extremely interesting. Why are they like that, ladies and gentlemen? Why are they like that? I've always tried to figure that one out. Maybe y'all got the answer for me, and maybe I'm just, I don't know. I've been trying to figure out that mystery for years. Is that they are so obsessive of us as black people. They won't stop talking about us. They won't leave us alone. They claim they don't like us. Okay, that's cool. You ain't gotta like us. I'm actually pretty cool with that. But hold on, I'm just trying to let me get something here. I'm looking for something on my screen here. Just give me a second. Oh man, when did I do this? Last week? Yeah, maybe y'all got the answer to that question because I don't have it. Let me see here. Hold on. Let's see, what is this? So the 17th was last week, right? Okay, cool. All right. So I'll just that video right there, ladies and gentlemen. That was a trip. That was a trip. Now let's get to the main feature. I want you to watch this video of this black man, and this is a good and grown black man. I know he's 40 plus. Okay, so he good and grown. He's in Target, and I want you to watch this video. Even when he wrote on the screen, Tell me if I'm the only one that's probably annoyed by this. Maybe I'm just reading too deep into it. Maybe y'all smarter than me. I don't know. But let's go ahead on and check out this other video here, because this here just. This
is what we go through when we come into these stores, and we mind our business in a positive attitude, and we share love and light. I think I've spoken to one person since I've been here, and this woman is following him around, accusing him of harassing people. I asked her to pull the tapes. I said, I haven't said anything to anyone. And this is what they do to the chosen. And so what you have to do is call judgment down on these people, because they act as if we don't understand that it's all a simulated reality. And they don't know their places. So they have to show. That again?
I got a couple harassing team members and guests. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Who has I harassed? Who did I harass?
A couple of team members and guests. I've just gotten the complaints. I got your description, and I just saw someone point you out, and I said, is it the tall man with dreads on and red shirt?
You're lying.
Yes. No, I'm not lying.
You are lying.
No, I am gonna.
Do you have cameras though?
Yeah, I am gonna have to ask you.
What's
to
your
leave.
name?
I can call the cops.
What's your name?
Fernando?
Are you a supervisor?
Yeah, I'm the manager.
You're the manager?
Yeah.
Who's above you?
I'm the manager for tonight.
Well, I want to contact my lawyers and have them pull the tape.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Because this is harassment.
It's okay.
What was said about
I'm
me?
gonna have to ask you to leave. I just explained it to you. You have it on video. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I can call the cops.
What was said about me?
I just told you. I'm gonna have to ask it. Okay, I can call the cops. It's okay.
What was said about me, ma'am?
You have it on video. I just said it to you. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
I'm asking you.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
I'm asking you what was said about me. And is there a manager above you? Someone above you? Because I don't know if you.
You have it on.
What does your name tag say?
I just said it. It says Fernanda.
What tells me that you're a manager?
Because I'm coming up to you. And
what tells me that you're?
Can you please leave? I am asking you to please
leave.
What
tells me that you're a manager? Because you look like a regular employee.
That's okay.
And then you have
okay.
You have videotapes.
Yeah.
So if I'm harassing someone, pull your videotapes.
Okay.
All right. Because I think I've only spoken to one person while I was here. So whatever you're saying is a lie.
Okay.
And you are the face of a liar.
It's okay. Whatever you're saying.
That's what you are, a face of a liar.
Please leave.
Are you a manager?
Yes, I am.
So
a manager.
I'm calmly sitting there looking at weights, and you come up to me and you harass me. You're a liar.
Okay.
And I call judgment down on you and everything that pertains to you.
It's okay.
And you will reap what you
It's
sow.
Okay.
It's not going to be okay.
It's okay.
But
I'm going to ask you to leave. The exit is out that way.
You don't have to cry, baby.
I have to ask you to leave. The exit is out that way. Okay, AT, are you here today? He's wearing gray sweatpants, Pac-Man socks, black sweater, and a red shirt, and he has dreads.
And then I asked her, I said, what can you pull the tapes? I said, what was said? And then, liars never really reveal their tactics. Narcissists, parasitic.
Hold on, y'all. Before I continue to play this, I saw something y'all say in the chat, and I didn't catch that until y'all said it. I didn't notice that septum ring. Okay. Yeah, this really makes sense now.
Really. But we pray for their repentance, and we pray that they will find some type of stasis and balance and evolve in love. This is what we do.
It's 317-734-8743.
And what do I do to what do I do to file a complaint?
You can call. Can you please leave the exits that way?
What do I do to file a complaint?
Can I just get someone here, please?
And see how I'm calm and I'm asking her, what can I do to file a complaint? I'm not raising my voice or anything. And she's flipping the script as if I'm predatorial or if I'm aggressive. You see how calm I'm talking to you? I got all this on video. So I'm asking you again, ma'am, I would like to file a complaint
You can call in tomorrow and you can file in your complaint.
with who?
With my superior who is here tomorrow.
What is your superior's name?
Leave, Andrew.
Andrew what?
Please leave.
What is Andrew's name, ma'am? What is Andrew's name?
Hey Novi, can I get back up in G13, please?
I'm asking you, how do I file a complaint? How do I file a complaint, ma'am? You can't arrest somebody with no evidence, with no proof, and then when I ask for evidence, you withhold evidence. And then when I ask you how to file a complaint, you won't tell me how. Do you see how that's harassment? So how do I file a complaint against you?
Okay, now y'all saw how annoying that was. Now look on the screen here. Humiliation ritual caught on camera. Ain't nobody was doing no humiliation ritual to your silly behind. Let me get back on here. So now, right off the bat, and thank y'all for pointing that out, that septum ring. We already know about that septum ring situation at this point. I know the women get a lot of bad rap about that septum ring, and they should get the smoke. But these dudes that be having that septum ring too, yeah. I have not met too many men that's really about the business and just being a straight lace alpha male put a septum ring in their nose. I haven't seen it. I have not seen it. Now, all that talking and pleading, and what if the race soldier would have showed up and just beat him down or blew his brains out? Would you really feel sorry for him at that point? He was asked multiple times to leave the store. Look, one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to beg you to take my money. I'm not doing it. I'm not begging you. I don't have to beg you because there's so many other places I can go that would receive me very well and would love me as a customer. So why would you beg? This man is sitting here talking to this woman. Now, this woman then told you to leave. Look, it don't matter if they even wrong. If they ask you to leave, you leave, bruh. You leave. They're not selling nothing in that store. They're not selling somewhere else. Number two, it's considered private property. If I'm on my private property, your business is considered your private property, or my representatives, which let's say if I hired a manager and the manager is telling you to leave the private property, you got to leave. You can't answer it. And you're begging these people. The problem I have with this guy is he's begging. Then he's talking about, well, I want to file a complaint. How do I do that? Are you that dumb? Are you that dumb? You can't go online and find out how to file a complaint with the district manager? You can't go online and tweet Target and all. You can't go do that? She got to tell you step by step by step when she wants you to leave the store. She don't have no paperwork for you. When they tell you to leave, it's leave. You figure that out on your own later. I want to file a complaint. And what the complaint gonna do? What is it really gonna do? Unless you got some real viral content with this complaint, that's the only way it's gonna be. But I'm making this video to show my people this is not how you conduct yourself. You don't be pleading with these people. Don't do that. That's weird. Hey, sir, you have to leave. Like, oh, really? Like, something wrong? Yeah, well, these people's complaining. They say you look suspicious or threatening to them. And, so you're going to, we're going to have to ask you to leave. I got a basket. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. Leave the basket. And the most I do while I'm walking out is maybe cut on my phone and say, hey, I'm at this location, whatever, right here. And I was just shopping, wasn't bothering nobody, and they just come and ask me to leave. I left everything right there. I didn't do nothing. But hey, it is what it is. I'm leaving. I just want y'all to let y'all know, black people don't go to this location because they don't like black people. Clearly, they don't like black people. And as far as I'm going to go with it. And I'm not ever going back. But I'm going to get my lick back online. That's for sure. I'm not going to ask about who's your district manager? How do I file a complaint? What's the procedure of that? When are you telling me to leave your store? You can hurt a business a lot more by cutting on that camera, walking out and just saying they hate black people. And then now let them defend it. Especially when they're doing something to a black person. Y'all haven't figured that out yet? Look at that Synergy Auto Care video. That place over there, they haven't had no customers coming in there ever since it went viral. That's how you hurt these people. You hurt them like that. You don't hurt them like sister. Did you see that sister in that video begging these people? That sister said she got up, said, give me my car, I'm leaving. And that's it. It wasn't no discussion. That's how you handle it. That's a black woman who respects herself. And this little beta male who comes across very feminine with a septum ring, pleading with a store to let him stay. And talking about humiliation ritual. No, the only person who was humiliated was you. And you did it to yourself. They didn't do it to you. I'm so sick and tired of seeing. Look, one of my pet peeves, and I have a lot, but one of the pet peeves I have is a weak black man. I hate, yes, I'm saying the word hate. I hate to see a weak black man. I hate that. I hate a black man that's just let people run all over him and just treat him like just openly doing it. Not even something manipulative that he don't see, but he just weak. And some of these dudes that's weak, you know, you go look in their background and no, they didn't have no proper male influence, didn't have a daddy around, and so they kind of took on more of the traits of their mama. And unfortunately, we got a good portion of men out here today that act like grown versions of their mother, but they just in a man's body, and that's sad. That's very, very sad. Even if you didn't grow up with your father, you still can get around some men. Hell, go play a sport, go play football or something, basketball. Go play some sport where you got around a lot of different men, coaches, whatever. That's what a lot of women used to do back in the day, put their sons in sports. But see, this is the problem today with the sports thing. So back in the Gap, the mamas would be like, look, if the dad not around, for whatever the case may be, let me put him in some football. Let me get him around some other men. And hey, coach so-and-so, his daddy really not around. So, it'd be good for him to be around some other men, have some good male role models, Okay, yeah. We got him. And mama will stay out the way. So if coach is out there fussing and cussing and going off on her son, she like, hey, that's what my son need. He need that because I can't give that to him. Oh, but not today's mama. These mamas today, if a coach get out there and go off like they do in football and cuss their little son out, oh, don't you be talking to my baby like that. Who are you supposed to be? Like, could you go sit your behind down? You know that boy daddy ain't around. Let that boy toughen up. But no, them mamas like that, they sons grow up to be this guy with a septum ring begging Target to stay in there. What did I do? That sort of thing. Listen, single mothers, if the father's not around, he's not around. Let your son get around some men and let the men toughen him up. Don't baby him. And then you have a group of men today that you say that y'all like to walk around today and say these men are so sassy. Yeah, because when there were times that men could have checked that or didn't even allow that in your little boy, you was defending him. And now you don't like how he's turned out, but you have feminized your son. And listen, I know they've always had people around who are LGBT, but I'm telling you what I know. Because a lot of these boys was raised with single mothers, that's why we have a big rise of LGBT males in our community. What male influence and male role model do they really have? When mama, and then this is the thing what some mamas are doing too. We got to address this weak behavior with these males. And it comes from somewhere. Some of these mamas, and I've addressed this before, you will sit there and dress all kind of ways in front of your son. Your son shouldn't be seeing nothing naked about your body. Nothing. And some of you in your households will be that way in front of your son. Even when he get good and older, some of you will be walking around dressed in any kind of way. At one point in time, mama like, okay, I got kids. I'm not going to dress this way in front of my kids. Now, I go out, with some grown folks. Hey, I'm going to do what grown folks do. But my kids going to see me in, some modest clothing. But you look at today, oh no, mama walking around. I even did videos about that with a teenage son, like, mama, go put some clothes on. Like, what are you doing? Why are you wearing all this tight stuff? Why are you showing this? Why are you showing? It is sad when a son is saying that. Don't have no daddy, and then mama flaunting herself in front of the son? That's why we have some of these. Y'all want to know why you got a problem today with a lot of these men? That's the problem. I've seen the evolution of it. Because even if listen, there's situations where even if the mom and dad not together, but what they call co-parent, they co-parent very well. I'm gonna call you daddy. Call the dad and like, what? Get him on the phone. What happened? All right, hold on, I'm coming over there. Oh, look, he get his bags. He coming with me. He ain't staying with you no more. Cause see over here with you, he coming on. And mama would do that. Say, hey, you gonna live with your daddy. Cause I can't teach you how to be a man. So you gonna live over there with him? Oh, mama, no. Like, no, I don't want to hear it. I'll come see you. I'll pick you up. I have my visitation. I do everything with you. But you gonna live with your daddy. Cause he gotta teach you to be a man. Cause you're not gonna be up in here sorry. You're not going to be around here. I see you hanging around too many girls. No. You're going over with your daddy. I think every boy needs that. If mom and dad isn't together, it should be an agreed upon thing, especially if he's a decent man. Hey, when son gets about 10, I'll say 10. Worst case scenario, 12. You're going to live with your daddy. You got to. And make that boy cut grass, make that boy do stuff around the house, make that boy be a man. That way when he go out into the world later, he's not like this guy in the video who's sitting here begging to stay in a store because his daddy would instill in him self-respect. To say, wait a minute, hold on. I ain't begging these people to be buying nothing in this store. Man, I can go shop somewhere else right now. I can go shop on my freaking phone. I can get on this phone and go shopping. I ain't got to beg you. Man, you lucky I'm in here because I'm paying your salary. Why am I? Man, let me get on out of here. I wish I would spend my money in places somebody disrespect me. Yeah, Veronica, it's true, Veronica. Boys need to go live with their father at a certain age. And sisters, let them go. Stop keeping them boys underneath you. Let them boys go. Because most of the time, I'm saying this a lot of the times, when y'all talk about the issue in Atlanta with the guys and all that stuff, you really start doing a lot of research about them guys y'all talk about in Atlanta. Find out their origin story. Find out who raised them. Find out where was their daddy at. Was he around? Was he not around? How was his mother? What did she expose him to? What did he see? Was he, and a lot of times in boyfriends of their mamas? They just don't try to get at the daughter. They want to get at the little boy too. You know how many stories of mama's boyfriend is sitting up there touching the boy or doing things to the boy? It's not just the girl, it's the boy too. See, as men, we know other men. So even if you see, as a man, you kind of looking at in your household and you see a certain type of man saying, that dude there, no, he's a pervert. I can see it on him. He a pervert. This is why the women used to literally bring the guys they fooling with in front of all the men of the family. Y'all don't do that no more because y'all think you know better, and that's why you're always in trouble. They say, hey, let me talk to so-and-so. Yeah, y'all here, this is my uncle, this my daddy, this is my cousin. Say, y'all talking, then she leave. And then they chop it up with him by themselves. And they trying to figure him out. What he got going on. And based off of that assessment, they'll come tell her, hey, yeah, he's straight. He's straight. Or, and this is why. This, and this. Matter of fact, don't even bring him around here no more. And if you be with him, don't you bring yourself around here no more either. Because I done told you, that dude right there, no. And they be looking out for her best interest, which that's what men's supposed to do. Look out for the women in your family, best interest with these men. Start bringing, ladies, start bringing the men you're fooling with that you're serious about in front of the men in your family that love you. They're not going to try to steer you wrong. Y'all think y'all know too much today. And that's why we have so many women hurt, broken, just going through it with a lot of unnecessary things instead of just bringing the guy in front of the family. Okay, so Rhonda says here, my boy's dad and my brother would handle them. I never dress like a slut around my sons. And that's a beautiful thing, Rhonda. And shout out to Rhonda for that. You are a great woman for doing that. You respect yourself, number one. You respect your son, and you teach your son to respect women. Because if his mother is dressing like that, what respect would he have for women? What respect? Because the first woman in his life didn't show respect. Okay, so they say, hey, bro, some women have no good male members too. They don't have a good discernment or respect them. I've seen this personally. Well, out of a whole family, everybody got family members that just ain't it, male or female. But you can't tell me you don't have at least one family member, maybe two, maybe three, that you could be like, hey, you got a good relationship with them. You know, they on the up and up. They straight. We just want to prevent our sons from turning to this guy in this video. Because look at what's going on. Look at even the folks and what they prioritize. Do you think they really prioritize weakness or they want to prioritize strength? Even though they got way more of that going on in their community than ours, but I don't care what is going on in their community. I'm talking what's going on in our community. All that mess is going on in Atlanta. It don't make no sense. It just don't. South Africa, you too. It don't make no sense either. Lord, I seen a video of and Renee talked to me about it. Some guy that's, you know, boy, he a whole queen interviewing Julius Malema. And I'm like, what is this? And like, that's about the only African country I saw with that going on or allow that to go on. We need men that's going to be out here that's going to fight for the community, not cry about being in Target or hide what they're doing with other men or they got a whole woman. You say last year this channel's promoting a book about a woman going to Korea. So I think her name was Bootsy. What music was that in the background? I don't know. I mean, you did a super chat and that's great, but I slept a lot since then, sir. I don't remember a song unless it's something that stood out. Maybe now, if you asked me something about the gym this morning, maybe I remember it, but no, I remember that from last year. Eric says, everywhere, look, and the thing about that, you single brothers, if you want a woman, if you can't get one in ATL, you don't want one. That's the truth. If you want a woman, there's plenty of them for you in Atlanta, because it's not a whole lot of competition for you. Yeah. Go to Julia's page and go. It's a preview. So Renelle explained to me that particular guy. I mean, he's a whole queen, and he interviews different people, and he brings them like on this what they call like it's an interview, but he calls it like a date. And you know what? Let me pull that up. I ain't gonna describe it. Give me a second. Let me go to Instagram. I was quite shocked about this, but then I also seen Julius Malema one time wrap himself up in the pride flag, and I'm like, what is that about? Give me a second. I will. Let me pull this up with Julius Malema. I was very shocked about seeing this, and Renelle thought it was funny because he said, "Oh, well, that guy does that with everybody and this and that." I'm like, I'm too old school for that. I can't. I'm just too old school. Let me go to find Julius Malema page here. Give me a second. Where's the search? Come on, where's your search? There we go. Julius Malema. Give me a second. I'm gonna find it for y'all. We're gonna look at it together. There we go. Right there. Okay, that's it. Okay, cool. Let me get it on my screen here so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. I guess I'm just too old school.
Ring.
I am, but it's so small.
And sexy.
Right? Why did you call the class sexy and not me?
You are sexy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mang pleasure. So, like, do you want to be big spoon or small spoon?
I'm a big spoon.
What do you mean?
Gindot.
Nami ngindot.
Aye. I'm in charge.
Moranzo waka kibatla ribe Mr. and Misty.
Ana moranzo waka ka spedi ke morati wa waka. You must get someone who's paid, you will know it because it's sexually transmitted language.
Seriously? So, you're born a
not me, man. Aye.
Even the weather is changing now. I think, like, my place or your place?
Nah. None of the two. Office.
Why? Even after such a nice date.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Are you enjoying a drink?
You look at the comments. You look at these comments, and Kia say interesting. Now that's way more interesting to me. Talking about they got huge respect for Malema after watching this. Takes a secure man to have fun with this. Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's they talking about you. Yeah. I'm gonna let y'all leave y'all opinions on that one. I'm sorry. I tell people this. I'm way too old school. I'm from Port Arthur, and men from Port Arthur, you don't even play like that. You don't play like that. No, I'm not saying you can't do an interview. You can interview with anybody. It don't matter about that. It's not about his lifestyle. His lifestyle. But all that little playing around with him, no, we don't do that. Because he told me something like that, I'd be like, you good, man? Like, you all right? Like, I'm just trying to figure you out. Like, I mean, we could interview. It's no problem. I interview with anybody. But no, don't do that. Don't do that. That's just kind of keep it on the subject matter. So, no, ain't no AI. That's on Julia's page. Yeah, that's going to be the new lie, too, with people. That ain't me. That's AI. I didn't do that. They cloned my voice. Oh, man. Man. Kellen say they don't play like that in East Oakland or Concord, California, or Concord, Maine, huh? Yeah. I don't play like I said, I interview with anybody, but when Renelle always said, of course I didn't see the full interview, but from what Renelle always said, the interview was good, and he does that. The guy, the interviewer, right? He does that with everybody he brings on. I heard she even said somebody he brought on the guy that says, why are you gay? That guy. He brought him on too, and I'm like, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. So, yeah. He said he was sent by them folks to get Julius. But I don't know, man, because you remember that time that Julius had wrapped himself in a pride flag, and I say, does Julius got somebody like that in his family? That's why he feel that way? Because sometimes people, when they got people like that in their family, but I've known plenty of people who are LGBT, and they don't be rocking no pride flag or nothing. They live their life. Like this one, I'll never forget this one guy my wife used to work with, and he is what I call the perfect kind of gay. He don't talk about his business. He don't flaunt anything. He's not out there talking about pride. He talks about being black. He talks about black issues, but he, has a boyfriend or whatever. And he never even got into his conversations with nobody about that. Very respectful dude. Funny too. You want to don't have him roast you. Oh God, that's not the person. I wouldn't want to be roasted by him. Like, I know I can roast back, but man, some people just better than others at roasting. that dude was good at roasting. You know what I'm saying? But like I always say, he is the perfect archetype. If somebody's, in the part of that community, I wish they always like him. Might keep his business to himself, not selling out. It is what it is. Like, I ain't God. I'm not going to put nobody in heaven or hell. So that's just what that is. But, the Bible also teach, that I have to, be around righteousness' sake. And I can't partake in certain things that the scriptures teach I cannot partake in. If you get mad at me, to hell with you. I got to face the Lord for myself. You don't have to face him for me. So I got to do what the Lord tell me do. And you got to do whatever God or devil tell you do. Bookhart say he ain't got no beef, but that's just, he say, too cheesing. Yeah. That's yeah. But you seeing people is up there, bigging him up with it. Say, no, that's cool, man. Oh man, he took a real man to do something like that. I'm like, boy, SFBAs are different. We're different. Yeah. I don't want to call his names, but or nothing, because he could be watching. I don't put his name out there, but he was the most respectful. He's the one I wish everybody was like. Look, if everybody was like him, it wouldn't be no Pride Month or none of that mess, because they say they want people to say that that's normal. Okay, if you're normal, you're not out here screaming it to the top of your lungs. You're not saying you need a whole month for it. You're not want all these special provisions. You're just saying, hey, you're normal like anybody else. So if that's the case, then you're not out here flaunting anything. You're just living your life, keeping your life to yourself, keeping your relationship to yourself, your private business. No different than like how I am. You don't see me saying I need a whole month, for my relationship or something like that. If the world needs special provisions for my relationship, no. My business, my relationship is to me, right? So yeah, y'all can go to Julia's page, and if y'all want to look up the interview, you can. I may watch the whole interview because I really want to see this whole interview now. But that was the preview for it, so I'll go check it out. That way, I can fully give an assessment of it. Because if Julia's doing too much, back and forth with him, I'm gonna look at Julia's suspect like, bro, what's up with you? You got a whole wife at home. Like, your wife ain't looking at you funny, bro. What's up with that? It's not like Yeah. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for joining us on the stream tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. The like button is very, very important. It spreads out in the algorithm. Like I said, come on with us to Ghana, man. Come on with us. Join us in Ghana. It'll be good to see y'all. Every time, we have these group trips, I meet great people. I really do. I meet such great people. People I didn't even know was watching the show. And a lot of y'all do great things. Y'all have great careers. A lot of y'all have great businesses. I'm just marvel at a lot of things that y'all are doing. You know what I'm saying? I love to hear how great a lot of y'all are. Like I said, I met, the sister that I talked to on the last trip, Jamaican sister, that really gave me some game. I talked to one sister from the UK, and I really enjoyed talking to her because, hey, if you live in other countries, you can still come on the trip now. If you live in the UK or wherever, come on. You can still come. It don't matter. You enjoy our platform, even if you're on the African continent and you say, yeah, I want to go with Phil and them. Shoot, come on. It's open to anybody that watch the platform, okay? All right, so make sure to go to AfroWire AI at 8 p.m., well, in 5 minutes or so. And LaSherica going to be cooking. What LaSherica talking about tonight? I think she's talking about benign neglect tonight. So you definitely want to hear about that. LaSherica's going in on benign neglect. So thank y'all for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.